morning, everyone. Stephanie and Buddy here from the Denman Homestead.
Morning.
We are working in the barn today, and Steph is starting the mudding process, and I'm going through and finishing up the internet cable, the network drops that we put all throughout the barn. So I wanted to make this video, it's not going to be super long, but I thought it would be kind of cool to show just the process of making a internet drop in the wall or a network drop. Not really going into detail like why everything works and how everything works, but just kind of like a professional homeowner's stance on putting internet from one place to the other place so that anyone could do it. It's super easy. I know a lot of people think that it's like magic. It's not. It's very simple, but I thought it'd be kind of cool just to show you how it all works and show you how easy it is. So let's check it out. All right, as far as the tools go that you need to make an internet drop, like an internet wall plate box, just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to call it a network drop. So to make a network drop, you need not very many things. And I'm going to show you the cheapest route that you can do this. I have a set of tools at my work that are very nice, fancy networking tools. But for the purposes of this video, I want to show you doing it on like the cheap. So if you went to Amazon and you typed in network toolkit, you could probably find one like I did for like 10 bucks. And for 10 bucks, you can get something like this. This is really dirty. It's got sheetrock all over it, but it's a network toolkit. So this network toolkit, it has a couple of things in it. One of them is a pair of wire strippers. One of them is a little punch down tool. That's really all we're going to use for this, is those two things. Now, we're creating the female plug that you would plug into the wall. There is the crimper for the male. We're not gonna mess with that at all. And the next thing you would need is the actual keystone. This is the actual plug that you would plug the network cable into. And I'll show you what it looks like. It's very simple, very easy design. Okay, when you take it out, you will notice that there are two sides, okay? So let me get close so you can see this. One side says orange and green, A and B. You'll see A at the top, B at the bottom. The other side is blue and brown, A at the top, B at the bottom. We are only going to worry about the bottom section, B. That is what almost every single thing is done with, is B. These are the two different standards. There's an A standard, a B standard. We're not going to worry about A at all. We're just going to do B. It's all we care about, making it simple. So you can see here we've got orange, orange, white, green, green, white. And these correspond to these little grooves up here in the top. And on this side, blue, white, blue, brown, white, brown. And that's really all we're going to focus on. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it right now. This is network cable. It comes on giant spools. Basically, all you got to do is run one end to wherever you want to put it on the wall, up through the ceiling, however you want to run it. This is all new construction, so we were able to run it behind the walls, all that kind of stuff. It comes out in just a standard electrical box. But one end is where you want to plug something in. The other end is where the internet is going to come from. So like your router, if you have a switch, something like that. So we're not going to cover that in this video. It's literally just getting a spool of network cable and running it from point A to point B, and Whenever you get it to where you pull it out of the wall, you've got it to where you want. Take scissors, doesn't matter. Chop it off, leave it right there. And that's what we're gonna work on today, is the part that's coming out of the wall, where we wanna plug something into it. So let's go to the network drop behind me and we'll get it terminated and punched down. All right, this I had taped over because we were doing texturing and all that stuff, so we're just gonna take the tape off. And here is the end of our network cable. So like I said, 2 tools, that's all we're gonna use, and then the keystone plug that internet cable would plug directly into. This is all we're going to use to make this ready to go. So we're gonna start with the wire stripper. Super simple. We're gonna go back about 1.5 inches or so. Doesn't have to be a lot. And it's got this little space that the cable fits into, and then you spin it around a couple times, and there you go. The jacket of the cable is off. It's got some little plastic protective stuff, and it even has a metal wire in here that just kind of strengthens the cable. I know that's kind of hard to see, but there is a metal wire right here. The other part of the stripper, so right here you've got where we put the cable in to twist it. Here we've got an actual little chopper. So I'm just going to stick that metal wire in this chopper. We're going to trim it off because we don't need it. And we are done with this tool. That is it for that part. And now we'll use the punch down for the rest. So you'll see these cables are twisted together. Orange, white, and orange. We're going to untwist these. That's all we're doing. Untwist it, and once we get it untwisted, we're going to use the flat edge of this and just run it along here to straighten it out. Because the straighter the wire is, the easier it is to work with. Straighten it out and move it out of the way. Move on to the next one. And you can straighten out multiple wires at the same time. Make it a little bit faster. But right now we're really we're not caring what color is where or anything like that. We're just untwisting and straightening out. And there we go. All of our cables have been straightened out and untwisted. So now we're just going to put the colors kind of together. So we got blue, white, and blue, brown, white, and brown, orange, white, and orange, green, white, and green. So remember we talked about only using the B standard at the bottom. We are not going to care about A. A lot of older stuff was wired with A, but pretty much everything now is B. And the whole point to this standard is that you want to make sure that it's wired the same way on both ends. So if you wire it on B on one end, you wire it on B on the other end, it's going to work. All right. So we're going to take our cable with all of the wires. All we're going to do is to make sure that the right color wire goes into the groove at the top that matches right here. So on this side we have orange and green, on the other side we have brown and blue. To make it a little bit easier for us, we can move orange and green over to one side, brown and blue over to the other like that. And then we are going to, let's move brown and blue over here and orange and green over here like that. And now we're going to just take this cable and basically shove the end of the cable about halfway to a quarter into that groove at the top of the keystone like that. And then we're going to grab the color cable that we're looking for, and we're going to slide it into these grooves right here at the top. So this one, first one, this is a blue white. So we're going to grab blue white right here. And we're just going to kind of bring it down here and smash it into that little crevice right there. And then take the blue, which is next, and do the same thing. Next is brown, white. So take brown, white, and we'll smash it into this third one. Then we'll take brown, go into that last one. Okay, so now these color cables, blue, white, blue, brown, white, brown, these are in the correct areas right here at the top. Now we're just going to put our thumb over that to make sure they don't slip out, and we're going to do the same thing to this side. So here we can see we start with green, white, green, orange, white, orange. So let's do it just like that. Green, white, green, orange, white, orange. Now all of the cables are where they're supposed to be. Typically you want this jacket to be up further in here, but I'm doing this on camera, so it's slipped back a little bit. Not a big deal though. Alright, so now once these cables are here, we're going to go back to our punch down tool, and there's something I want you to notice about this punch down tool. One side of this punch down tool has a sharp point right here. The other side is just curved. This is a sharp point. This is the cutting point right there. That's what we want to cut the excess cable off. And it's important you don't cut the cable the wrong way, because then it won't work. So let me show you what I mean. This tool is going to go down into that groove that we shoved the cable into with the cutting edge on the outside, because we want to cut all this excess cable hanging off. So we're just going to shove it in there like that and move it around a little bit so that this cable, this piece of cable right here gets cut. So let's put it in there, do that, and the cable, the piece fell off, it's cut. We're just gonna go up and do the same thing. Sometimes you have to grab them. They don't just fall off on their own. But as long as they're cut, then you're good. Just like that. And that is all of the cables on this side cut. Now we're going to move to this side. Now while you were doing it, they may have slipped out. So let's shove them back in the right spots again. And this is sometimes easier to do it up against a flat surface like this. Makes it a little bit easier if you just push it up against the wall. But look, we don't want that cutting edge cutting on the inside of our plug. So we're going to have to flip this around. Make sure we're cutting the excess on the outside of the plug, and we're going to repeat all the way up through these. So we're just going to shove it in and cut, shove it in and cut, shove it in and cut, and the last one. Okay, so now we have a completely punched down network cable. And to help secure that, to help secure these cables in here, these keystones come with these little guards, these little protectors, and they just clip on the very top, and they kind of go down into the groove and make sure that the cables don't slip out. So that right there keeps them protected, and you can see you've got a plug right here. Okay, so now that we have gotten this whole thing punched down, all you would do is get a normal network faceplate, click it into it, and screw that faceplate to the wall, and voila, you have a network drop. And then you would do this on the other end as well. So right here, we have all the other ends of the network cables coming out, and I will put the same end over there. And then we'll be able to put a network switch and plug it in and all that kind of fancy stuff. But that is it. It is not difficult. It isn't magic. That's just the very simple way, without going into detail of how and why everything works, of just how to make an easy network drop for a home or office. All right, that's it.
It's magic.
Not magic. I've got like 20 more network drops to do now, so I'm gonna go do all of those, but
I have 200 more holes to fill, so I'm gonna do those.
yeah. But thanks guys so much for watching, and hopefully, you know, you found this informative or interesting at the least. But yeah, it's not hard. Anyone can do it. But thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
On the Denman homestead, where the sun sets golden in the west, we live in harmony with nature, doing what we love best. From the garden to the kitchen, and the bees inside their hive. On the Denman homestead, come along and plant, nourish, thrive.